Well, would you take a look at this?
Do you know what this is right here? This is historic Route 66.
This is history. This is culture. This is a little bit of construction.
This is the sound. Blow. Yeah, yeah. It's a vlog that happens sometimes.
Today I'm returning to historic Route 66 and returning to a Route 66 monument I've visited before. It's the site of the world's very first McDonald's!
A long time ago, in the before time, in the long ago, I did a Random Land video here on my other YouTube channel. So long ago, in fact, that the girls that worked in this place were like, "What are you doing?" Now they get vloggers from all over the world. We are presently in San Bernardino, California, which these days is not known for being the nicest town in the whole world, but this town's actually pretty cool in that it's full of amazing Southern California history.
As this sign indicates, this is the original site of the world's first McDonald's. This building here wasn't actually ever a McDonald's as far as I know. Ooh, look at this.
But a guy by the name of Albert Okura, I believe, the founder of Juan Pollo Chicken, found out that this building was going to be destroyed on the historic site, the location of the first original McDonald's, and being a fast food fanatic in that he owns a fast food restaurant, he apparently decided to buy the place and preserve this building as a McDonald's museum.
So now this place, outside and in, is full of all kinds of crazy old McDonald's artifacts, and visitors come from around the world to experience not just a little pop culture history, but a little Route 66 history as well. See, Dick and Mac McDonald's moved their original building that looked a lot like that out here to San Bernardino.
Because at the time, this street out here, East Street now, was Route 66. So there were thousands and thousands of tourists traveling between Chicago and Los Angeles, and they were very hungry.
Anyway, like I was saying, I did a whole video about this place and a very detailed history of how McDonald's started. But since then, Allie here actually worked for McDonald's for a little while, and as a former McDonald's employee now, she wanted to see where it all began. How are you enjoying this weather out here?
It's pretty hot.
It's only 100 degrees, it's fine. Just a little warm. Just a little warm.
This building is one of my favorite places because even the outside of the building is covered with all kinds of wacky murals. You know how much I love those.
And a bunch of really cool old coin-operated rides, which are also another favorite of mine. I love climbing on these old things.
Of course, I'm a little too grown up to be climbing on these things now. Tally-ho! Route 60! Oh.
If you're interested in the history of McDonald's at all, I highly suggest going and watching that other video that I made.
The last time I was here, the place was closing pretty soon, and I was going through the whole detailed history of McDonald's, so I didn't really have time to look at all these San Bernardino history murals.
Or all of the wacky other stuff that the Juan Pollo folks have collected over the years.
Including their very custom, very personalized mystery machine here.
Their Juan Pollo monster truck.
And the biggest wiener I've seen all week.
Now, the founder of Juan Pollo Chicken has actually been involved in preserving several historic sites in Southern California,
which we'll probably get to in future videos.
I've never met the man, but I have infinite respect for anybody that can turn
a nondescript, tumble-down place in a neighborhood that has some history behind it into this amazing, wacky museum that people now come from all around the world to visit.
There's some great Route 66 history on the side of this building in this mural here.
Starting at Needles, right near where we were in Kingman, Arizona, which by the way is the home of Spike, Snoopy's cousin or brother, Spike right here. I could never figure that out.
One of the Knott's Berry Farm vlogs, I was looking at a thing of Spike and I was saying, I can't remember where, but somebody was the home of Spike. It was Needles, California. Pretty cool.
Anyway, from there's a whole California Route 66 history laid out in map/mural form.
Pretty amazing stuff. Oh, there's McDonald's right there. The original McDonald's hamburgers. That's what it looked like back in the day.
I was actually taking a few days because I've had some back injury and I was just really tired. I have heat exhaustion in Arizona, so I was supposed to be taking a few days off, but Allie and I had made some pretty cool Route 66 plans, so we're out of the house and back at the Sometimes vlog today to do those plans. This is actually just a pit stop along the way.
And since there's only 30 more minutes until they close, we're gonna head on inside now
and comfort ourselves with the fact that this is pretty close to where I live, so we can always come back and look at the murals and stuff later in the future.
Ooh, free admission. Cameras welcome. Sounds good to me. Wow. Boy, they really cleaned this place up. Strewn about the top of the building historic photos of the original McDonald's Brothers barbecue location that became McDonald's Hamburgers.
That's before they changed the classic Golden Arches look.
And became a franchise. Incidentally, that Golden Arches building replaced the original octagon-shaped building on this site.
I can no longer eat McDonald's because I have to be all gluten-free, but McDonald's is still a huge part of my childhood and my consciousness.
And I think, like every good American, I've eaten so much McDonald's that it's literally a part of my genetic makeup.
They really improved the building since the last time I was here. I mean, the building itself looks nicer, and all these displays are much better done.
All these things are labeled much better, the pictures look brighter, and they might have printed out some new pictures. Look at that old school sign. Pretty sure the original McDonald's location opened up in 1940.
Which means we're getting pretty close to 100 years of fast food culture. Think of that. That's crazy.
You know what else is crazy is how many of these Happy Meal toys I owned at one point. Oh, Mac tonight on a Ski-Doo. Sweet. Look at this one. Rufy. Oh, too long. Is this bringing back fond memories of working?
Yeah.
Do you wish you could have wore these old school hats down here with Speedy on them?
They're kind of cooler.
I love all of this old McDonald's stuff. Look at those guys.
I never had those guys in my Happy Meal.
Did you see the famous people that worked at McDonald's?
No. I want to see the famous people that worked at McDonald's.
Andy McDowell.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog's Day. And Rachel McAdams.
Regina George worked at McDonald's for 3 years. Do you think the other plastics ever found out? Probably not. They would have put that in the burn book for sure.
She said she wasn't a great employee.
I broke the orange juice machine one day. Oh, what a rebel. I love seeing the old school McDonald's play place stuff in here. That is so awesome.
I'm actually feeling a little old because of how many of these Happy Meal toys I had in my life. Like the Transformer fries and the Transformer burger.
I know they had the chicken nuggets too. They're in the old foam container. Great Scott!
We're getting these.
You remember getting the Furbies?
Yeah.
What's the earliest one in here that you can remember that you've seen so far?
Beanie Babies?
Beanie Babies? Oh man. Oh man, I remember the Fry Friends. That's crazy.
You know what I always notice now is that half the time I get a Happy Meal for my kid or I see someone else getting a Happy Meal, it comes in a bag.
It's supposed to come in a Happy Meal box with a theme or a bucket for Halloween.
Happy Meals that come in a bag? Y'all are getting ripped off. Just saying.
I think this is one of the earliest Happy Meal toys that I had that I can remember was I had that Kermit the Frog right there from the Muppet Babies.
That's 88, so I was like 5 years old. So that's old.
Right here, look. I had that. I had that right there, the old foam container. See, you don't remember foam, styrofoam chicken nugget containers. We cared about the earth by the time you were around. I had that too right there. That was my favorite. 1992. See, like there's some Happy Meal bags up there right now. Did you ever feel like you were ripping the children off if you had to give them a Happy Meal in a bag?
Yeah.
It's so messed up.
See, look right here. Here's a bunch of old Happy Meal boxes.
Look at. It's the Back to the Future Happy Meal box. That is rad. Look at Old West Marty McFly right there. That is awesome. That is awesome. So many old-timey ones. Oh, the Jungle Book right there. Hook. Allie, look. It's Hook.
Hook. Give us the hook. This is what that Rufio one would have come in.
You don't remember the old Hook Happy Meal, huh? What year did Hook come out? I don't know.
80s?
You probably weren't alive. Definitely wasn't 80s. It was 90s for sure.
Now I feel kind of dumb. What year did Hook come out?
Dang, look at all of those Happy Meal toys right there. That is awesome. Well, Allie just said Hook came out in 1991. She Googled it. That's older than I thought Hook was. That's crazy. Old school Halloween chicken nuggets. You got Bobby's World up there. Pocahontas. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs.
Not the mama.
Whoa. Have you ever even heard of Earl Sinclair? Dinosaurs, Allie? Did you ever watch Dinosaurs? Oh, that's okay. We also have some pretty cool Route 66 memorabilia in here. It looks like they're still reorganizing a lot of it. Look, there's one of those historic Route 66 stencils. That's awesome. And the old marbleized stop signs.
Dude, this is rad. I really want an actual old Route 66 sign or any old school hand-painted Route 66 signs. I've been looking a lot on eBay and all over the place. You cannot find a lot of that stuff anymore.
Oh, look. Look. They have a section of competitors' toys from Wendy's and Burger King, etc. Very cool seeing the history of all this stuff for sure. I really like the actual McDonald's artifacts.
Like the old Happy Meal boxes, like who would keep that? That's really, really cool.
Then they have all this McDonald's stuff from around the world. France, Uruguay, I can never pronounce that. Russia,
Sweden,
others. Pretty cool. Definitely going to return here a few more times because I love looking at all the layers of old McDonald's artifacts. And of course all the Route 66 history stuff in here, which I've barely paid attention to either time I've been. And how else would we find out that Jay Leno worked at McDonald's? Oh, look at the Flintstone stuff right there. You know, if you come to the Grand Canyon with me, I'll take you to Bedrock City.
Really?
The Flintstones' hometown. Ooh.
Okay, before we leave this place, there's one guy that I have to visit again. I never knew anything about this guy till I came here before. I thought I knew him, and I saw a whole new side of him here. It's this guy.
Evil Grimace.
He's horrifying!
I never knew until the first time I came to this museum that Grimace started out as the evil Grimace.
Yeah, see? He was evil. Did you know that? See, I didn't know that either.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, he was my favorite too because I remember this guy, this smiling, happy Grimace. But it turns out that back in the day,
Grimace started his career as the evil Grimace. I don't even like him looking at me.
the eyes kind of follow you as you move around. That is so... Is that just me or are they following me? That's so creepy.
Honestly, as scary and creepy as this is,
If I could find someone to make me a replica suit of evil Grimace, I would kind of be stoked.
do you know what? The more I look at him, the less terrifying he is. And the more I feel friendly towards him. I don't know if I'm allowed to touch him, but I just want to give him a little rub.
What a cool thing to have on display right here for the world to see. What a cool thing to have open, period.
I mean, think about it this way. The guy that owns this building and owns all this stuff has a competing restaurant.
McDonald's is Juan Pollo's competition.
Not to mention Julio's favorite restaurant, but that's another, we'll talk about that later.
I think it's so cool that somebody who owns a competing restaurant would preserve so much McDonald's history here.
It says a lot about the guy's character to me. I really want to meet him. He also preserved this other Route 66 town out in the desert that we're going to go to really soon, so we'll talk about that later.
Is this making you want to eat McDonald's right now? I'm gonna make you eat McDonald's because I can't eat McDonald's. I'm gonna be like Captain Barbosa.
Yes, the apples. Have one of those next. Chicken nuggets with sweet and sour sauce.
Oh, McDonald's fries. How I wish they could be gluten-free. Don't believe what you read. They're not gluten-free. Don't try them if you have celiac.
Is that real or fake?
Honestly, I would say fake, but after watching Super Size Me,
That could be real.
It looks real.
it probably is real. Honestly, look at all this stuff. The old Big Mac stuff. Old school McDonald's milk, McDonald's cups, old school McDonald's breakfast tray. Allie says that all this modern McDonald's packaging is boring, and all this old school McDonald's packaging is exciting.
Well, look at it. There's like cute cups and the milk is all cute. And the trays are cute too.
They should do it again. Even the ketchup is cute. Look, it says fancy right on it. Fancy ketchup.
Yeah.
Ooh. Allie. Wait. Come here. There might be a problem. Come here.
You might actually be too short for this museum. Can we come check? Ah, you're okay. It's fine. Just go about your business. You're okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Gotta check.
See, there's a picture of the original like octagon-looking building. They actually moved that building from another city.
Then they built the classic golden arches. Then they sold their business to Ray Kroc. Then Ray Kroc built a competing McDonald's down the street because the brothers still owned this one. And then eventually they sold. It's a whole thing. You could watch the other video.
I seriously love like the little imagination McDonald's toys like this. Like I want that. That's so cool.
Someday someone's gonna invent a gluten-free fast food restaurant. I'm gonna be all over that.
What was so surprising the first time I came here, and surprising this time, is I've forgotten. And what's so cool about this place
Is how nostalgic you feel when you're looking at all this old McDonald's stuff.
I don't know about you guys watching how it was when you were a kid or how it is for kids today.
When I was little, going to McDonald's was like a big treat. You know, my mom made food at home, and we ate things like corn, you know, vegetables.
So going to McDonald's was like a big deal. It was super exciting, and getting one of these Happy Meal toys was like, oh man.
Oh my gosh, I got Mac tonight on a jet ski. My life is complete.
Seriously, it was super awesome. Getting a Happy Meal, I would play with the box and with the little toy for like a whole week. very exciting stuff.
Like you would just think fast food and the old junky toys, the old junky thing, but it gets me right in the feels. Makes me think of mom and dad getting a vanilla shake. McDonald's.
Too much good stuff.
Wait, that's AM PM.
Okay, the place is closing up now. Time to go. I'll be back. I'll be back. Look at Mayor McCheese. He'll never go out of office. He owns this town.
See, isn't that the best thing ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I really want to eat chicken nuggets. And I can't do it. Do you want some chicken nuggets? Oh, okay. Oh, hey, Allie, I forgot to tell you. This right here, this little stone thing, is a piece of the floor of the original, very first McDonald's. Right there.
It's like holy ground for the hungry.
You did not.
Yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did. Now kiss me. Oh. Wait. Get ready. Fun pics! Fun pics!
Well, I'm glad the place was open. This was a total detour. I didn't even know if it would actually be open today. Because what we're actually going to do today is something even more Route 66 than the first McDonald's. I'm pretty excited. Are you excited?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Even though we're only an hour away from my house, Allie and I are gonna stay in an old school, super awesome Route 66 motel.
No, not that Route 66 motel, although that does look like a fun one.
Oh no, it's somewhere even more fun than the old Motel 7. Hey, wait a minute, look at this.
Look at this seedy character. Who in the world would dress like that? I don't trust this guy.
I don't trust you, hamburglar. Huh.
See that dude's weird outfit, Grimace? I know, right? Just the things people wear.
No, we're going a little farther down the road
To another old-timey Route 66 historical site. And this one's a little weirder.
But first, as promised, a little food for Allie.
Thank you. Yeah.
How's it taste?
Good.
I bet it is.
I miss you, golden fries.
I'll always have Red Robin at least. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, on to the next Route 66 destination. Bucket list level fun.
Tonight we sleep in a teepee. Look at this, everybody. Look at this place.
It's the Cozy Cone Motel in real life.
Yep. Tonight I'm gonna pee in a teepee because I'm staying at the Wigwam Motel, number 7.
Oh yes, you see, this is the 7th Wigwam Motel built in the United States of America. This is pretty much your ultimate stereotypical, in more ways than one, stereotypical roadside attraction, roadside architecture, teepees you can sleepy in. That probably won't be the last of the rhymes. I'm really liking the rhymes. But even though you kind of think of this being like the classic 1950s Wigwam Motel type of thing, it's actually a little older than that. You see, way back in 1933, which predates television, we're talking about the old radio days, before Cowboys and Indians were on the TV even. Back in 1933, a guy named Frank A. Redford built the first Wigwam Motel in Horse Cave, Kentucky. Eventually, he built 4 more of these things, all of them east of the Mississippi River. So even though I think of this as a classic Route 66 style of architecture, they were pretty much all East Coast. Actually, come to think of it, I think they were all in the South. There were 2 in Kentucky, 1 in New Orleans, 1 in Alabama, and 1 in Florida. Anyway, later when Route 66 was becoming a thing, another guy built one in Arizona, licensed from the original guy. And after old Frankie Redford saw how successful that one was, he wanted to get in on the Route 66 game and came out here to San Bernardino, California, and built his 7th and final Wigwam Motel in 1949. Look at these things. These things are amazing. Old Frankie invented this. He built these teepees out of wood probably, and concrete, and imagination, and American ingenuity. Wigwam Motel number 7 here sits just inside of the San Bernardino borders, but for some reason or another it has a Rialto, California postal address, but still, it's an amazing Route 66 attraction. Now, the Cozy Cone Motel in the Pixar movie Cars and at DCA's Cars Land is based off the Wigwam Motels, but more specifically that one out in Holbrook, Arizona. But this one was a little closer to home, so a few weeks ago I was like, you know what I should do? I should sleep in a wigwam because I'm awesome. Actually, technically, I think this tent style living here is called a teepee, but for whatever reason, they were called the Wigwam Motels. So I'm just gonna treat the terms as if they're interchangeable because I'm stupid. Now, these wigwams have been here for a long time, since 1949. And Route 66 officially ceased to exist in the 1980s. So as you can imagine, after a while, it wasn't very fashionable to sleep in a teepee, and this place got pretty run down. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, this was a pretty cool place to drive past and point at, but you would never want to stay here. Luckily, since then, Route 66 has become a thing again, and new owners have spruced up the Wigwam Motel and made it pretty sweet again. So even though obviously it's not exactly luxury resort accommodations, sleeping in an old-fashioned 1949 teepee, it's still like the coolest thing ever. And since we're not gonna drive all the way out to Arizona, why not experience a little Route 66 here at home in Southern California, huh? Pretty awesome. This is pretty freaking cool. In addition to being the 7th and final Wigwam Motel, this was also the only Wigwam Motel that was built with 2 rings, so old Frankie could get a little extra moolah out of the tourists. And it's funny because through the years, you know, I've been here a couple times to take pictures, just stop by and look at it, but haven't been here since they built the Cozy Cone in Cars Land at DCA, and it is definitely weird how similar they are. I keep expecting to be able to go up to one of these and get a pop cone, you know? Hungry. All right, time to check out the inside of the wigwams. Oh, this is pretty crazy. I'm probably gonna hit my head on that 1,500 times. Ooh, oh, nope. There we go, slow and steady. Whoa, yeah. Yes! This is awesome! Oh, that is so cool! Look at this, everyone! A wigwam! Now, I'm willing to bet when kids came into this room in the late 1940s into the 1950s, they were like running around going, whoa, 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 jumping on the bed, powwow, Indian war dance. I don't think we're supposed to do that anymore. But still, I'm pretty excited. I'm standing inside of a teepee/wigwam, the Wigwam Motel. It's kind of dim in here, but let's see what we got. Whoa. Now, obviously, some of this furniture is a little more modern than I was expecting. Like, I don't think the refrigerator or this flat screen TV was here back in '49, but some of this right here in particular, this looks pretty original to me. Look at that. It's a teepee-shaped mirror. Can't buy one of these at Walmart. Ah, we got an air conditioner over here, flux capacitor, fluxing. Look at this. There's a wagon wheel on the bed. How delightful. This is pretty interesting. The windows are way down low here in the more squared off part of the walls. Look at this. You can see out there, you can see the frame of the teepee sloping away from us. I feel like Borat in here, like, oh yeah, it's a very nice room, very nice. Oh, look at me, I have a couch, king in the castle, king in the castle. Got an ice bucket here and some cups. A phone? Ooh, I love phones. Hello? Obama? I wonder if Johnny Depp has ever stayed at the Wigwam Motel. I feel like Johnny Depp would stay at the Wigwam Motel. I just don't know that he has. Okay, all right. Ooh, what do we got here? The bathroom. The teepee bathroom. Let there be light. Whoa, look at this. Here's the vent up here. We got towels. These things that are for washing probably. We got toilet paper and a toilet, a sink, and a shower. Just like the Native Americans used to have. Nope, not a medicine cabinet. Just a mirror. Ooh, what the heck? Luxury soap. I like the sound of that. Once again, we got one of those back-breakingly low windows here. Oh, let's see. I think the Native Americans must have been shorter than we are today. This is just so cool. Such a great example of like pop culture architecture, that old school mid-century kitsch. I love stuff like this. I mean, when Disneyland opened, it had a lot of attractions kind of like this. They had an Indian village, all kinds of stuff like that.
Knott's Berry Farm for years had teepees that you could sit inside, and there's a lot of these places up and down Route 66 with like big teepees and wigwams, most of which have slowly started to disappear. Not just like Wigwam Motels, but I mean like, even in the decor, because people are like, what tribe is that supposed to be? You know.
See, today we wouldn't think that we could learn something about Native Americans from staying in like a kind of fun, cheesy, touristy hotel like this.
The problem is back in the day, it wasn't really like that. People would stay in something like this and then think that they were like, oh yeah, let's play Indian Warpath and crazy stuff, and think that they learned something about Native Americans.
Which is definitely not very sensitive to Native cultures, and honestly did not lean towards greater understanding.
Wait a second, what's this? What's this under the bed down here?
What is this?
Oh, check it out. Bonus prizes.
Oh my gosh. To go with our teepee, we have Wild West action figures.
These are amazing. Look at these.
Fun on the Run, $2.99. Look at this guy. Collect them all. Here we have the old bent gun bandito. That is pretty cool. He's got his Mexican large hat on there and his gun belt.
Whoa. And then here we have an Indian Brave, which is, well, let's take a look at this.
Boy, would you look at that. Looks realistic. Yeah. Looks realistic.
Oh, and last but not least, we've got the Chief.
Oh, yep. That right there. Very realistic looking. Better collect them all, kids. Ooh, I don't know about these.
Okay, I didn't really find these under the bed. I actually brought these with me, but I bought these on Route 66 at one of those Indian trading posts along the way, and I've been saving them for a special occasion to show them to you guys. Pretty cool, huh? Very weird.
The weird thing is, the place I bought these was actually owned and operated by Native Americans, although I'm not sure that really makes this any better.
Where are these made? Oh, made in China. So, it's what the Chinese think of us. Americans. Nailed it.
All right, well, that's pretty much it. Your basic teepee right there. There's a little secret closet right there that the bed is in front of. I honestly don't want to know what's in there,
because I'm pretty sure the answer is pipes and spiders, and one half of that really upsets me.
Pretty straightforward. A teepee you can sleepy in.
Peepee, you can sleepy.
Now you'll probably remember that I said that back in the day, when I was younger, these teepees were getting pretty run down.
For a while, you could rent the teepees by the hour, and their slogan on the marquee out front to attract visitors to the hotel was, "Do it in a teepee." And by do it, they meant play Uno, probably.
But nowadays, as simple and as Spartan as these 1949 accommodations really are, there's still a lot of people coming by and seeing the place because it's kind of been lovingly maintained with a little TLC for all those crazy Route 66 travelers.
The neighborhood's not that great. Lots of sirens, police helicopters flying overhead,
ominous wildfire in the background, you know, alarms going off, you know, patrol cars going by, yeah.
One guy saw where I was on Snapchat, stopped by a couple of minutes ago and was like, well, you're not in the nicest neighborhood in the world. I'm like, yes, thank you. I figured that out.
But that just makes it all the more hardcore to come here and kind of restore a business like this and keep it in operation. That, to me, is pretty awesome.
I almost don't care who you are or how you have to do it. Preserving a piece of history is dope.
As far as I know, this is definitely the only Wigwam Motel in California, and it's one of the original 7 Wigwam Motels built by old Frankie back in the day.
And while these Wigwam Motels are all built on the same design by that original guy, Frank Redford, but while these Wigwam the Big Mom Motels
are all very similar, it's probably safe to say it's the Holbrook, Arizona one that inspired the Cozy Cone, but still, I'm gonna go ahead and say this counts right here. The real life Cozy Cone Motel.
All right, I'm gonna go next door and see what's up with the neighbors.
Hello? Neighbors? How
Do you
Fake Tyler! Oh, there you are, Allie. I was wondering where you were. You guys playing Uno in here?
No.
Because the old slogan was do it in a teepee, and I assumed that do it meant play Uno.
They
you
did.
know?
We don't have Uno.
What do you got?
We have popcorn.
White cheddar popcorn.
Popcorn?
We have an apple.
Popcorn? I was just talking about a popcorn. Wait a minute. Is this gluten-free popcorn?
I don't think it is. You shouldn't eat that.
Oh, really?
Darn it! Real Tyler would have had gluten-free popcorn. What the heck? Your couch is leather?
Oh, yeah.
You're sitting in here with a leather couch
Oh.
and a plethora of more lighting than what I have?
That's what the big bucks get.
Oh, you got the Chiefs teepee.
Sorry for littering your teepee with pop. Wait, no, allow me.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, no,
Okay,
no,
sorry
no,
for
no,
littering
no.
your teepee with popcorn.
They're so good.
Here you go.
Uh-huh.
Is that delicious?
Oh.
Choke on your selfishness, Tyler! Choke on it! Wow.
So what do you think of it, Allie? What do you think of our accommodations for the night? You like the teepee?
Yeah.
Could you live in a teepee?
No.
Forever? Why?
One night's okay.
Oh.
That's Allie's official review. One night's okay.
Oh, they are now lighting the Christmas lights between the wigwams. Pretty stoked to see what this place looks like at night. Still a little too bright. Have to give it a couple seconds.
Wow. This does look pretty cool at night out here. Look at these wigwams. Nice and peaceful. No sounds but the sounds of the sprinklers out here. No, it's not really that bad. The neighborhood's not that nice at night. Walking around here, simply delightful. This is exactly the kind of thing I love the most because you have entrepreneurship combined with kitschy, awesome, big tourist roadside attraction architecture combined with history. When I was in a band, I used to drive past different places like this, not always wigwams, you know, but just different old school Route 66 motels, and always wish I could stop and stay in them. Some of them were a little more sketchy than others, but I've just always wanted to experience that little slice of living history, you know, the old motels. So it's really cool to be able to come here and stay in a bona fide Route 66 wigwam. Honestly, it is really super quiet out here, except for the people walking from liquor store to liquor store out there on the street. And there's no gate here or anything, so I'm gonna wrap up my little nighttime walk in a second, but look at this place. This is awesome. Stay at a Wigwam Motel. Check. Bucket list item achieved. Nailed it. I feel like it's probably harder to get business at this Wigwam Motel than it is at the Holbrook, Arizona one, which is the other old Route 66 Wigwam Motel left standing, because this one's so near to the Pacific Ocean, which was the end of Route 66, that you're like, let's just keep driving. And if you're starting from the California end of Route 66, this is like way within a day's drive from the end of Route 66, so it's like, why stop and stay here? So I'm definitely glad that I got to come and experience this at least one time. Will I stay here ever again? Probably not. But most definitely was worth doing. Actually, this makes me think I can't wait to see what the one in Arizona is like now. All right, getting late. Maybe it's time to be heading on into my teepee and calling it a night. I think now it's time to go home and sleep. Wow. Yep. Totally comfortable. Totally comfortable. This is fine. Nothing weird about this. Just go to sleep. No problem.
Oh, there we go. That's better. That's better. Ah. Sleep.